Hello guys, okay, I want to show you how to install the buttonhole. This is manual buttonhole, and I just want to show you how to install it. We have it installed. We have just few, this is used for this is used on manual sewing machine to make your buttonholes. Okay, so I want to show you how to install it. So when you open the box that you get from us, the first thing you see is a manual on how to install and then how to use it, the functions. Okay, so if you go through it, it's really quite explanatory, but based on a request from a customer, I decided to do this. So this is the manual foot itself. I call it an engine because na baba. Okay, and then this comes with a plate as well. You need this plate. It comes with two screw and one tiny screw, and then it comes with seam ripper so that you can use to open up your buttonholes after you finish making them. All right, so let me just show you. The first thing you want to do is to take off the regular presser foot that you have. Then you also need a screwdriver to take off this plate. You want to replace this. All right, so after you are done fixing this plate, you want to fix in your buttonhole now. So this place is where it faces you. This part that looks like the space for the buttonhole is where faces you. And then you want to ensure that this part, when you look at the presser, this buttonhole, you will see that there's one corner around the side, and then there's a needle clamp here. So this needle clamp here that looks like C in the other side has to sit on this your screw, this your needle holder screw. And then this one that has a corner has to enter into this rod here. Okay, so let's just do that. And you should know that, because as you're trying to fix it, might look as if it's not so easy to fix, but this part of the clamp can be raised up. Okay, so it's not can be raised up. Can you see that? It can be raised up. Can you see? So it's not rigid. So don't feel like, oh, if I raise it up maybe it will spoil. It's not rigid. So the first thing you want to do is to put the corner into this rod, which I'll do now. Okay, so I've fixed that. Can you see? Let me do it again so you can see. And I want to fix it again, so I'll just let it pass through and then sit into that corner. It passes through first and then sit into that corner. I secure it into that corner. Then the second thing I want to do is I want to ensure that this clamp here sits on this screw. Okay, so I have to bend it this side just so that it can come in. Okay, bend it this side and then raise it back into it. Can you see now? Can you see that now? I hope we can see this. Okay, so this is inside now. This is inside this screw, and you also ensure that this screw is tight so that when you are working with it, the screw won't just come off. And then yes, you have this screw, this particular needle screw. You also have it that came with the manual buttonhole, but you don't really need to change it. If you are using the manual machine, just use it. Just use the one this one that is on your machine. You don't need to change it to this. If you want to, you can, but I think the main reason why they fix this is just so if you want to use this foot with an industrial machine, if it works with your industrial machine, then you need to change the needle holder of your industrial machine to this. So, but you don't really need to change if you are working with the manual machine. Okay, so after I fix that, I also want to ensure that this place is raised up a little bit. I want to ensure it's raised up a little bit, like I'm raising this part of the rod. This part of the rod here has to sit. This part of the rod that entered, that is part of my machine, it has to sit on this presser buttonhole. So after I'm done with that, this screw also came with your buttonhole. You're going to use it to secure the buttonhole. Normally when you fix your presser foot, this is what you use to secure it on your manual machine. But now after we fixed it, we want to secure it with this. You can also use that one I just showed you, but this is better since it came with the buttonhole. So I'm just going to use it. You need a screwdriver here as well. So while screwing this, you want to ensure that the buttonhole is actually very flat. Like it's not, one part is not bending. Look at this place, it has to be leveled. One part is not bending. So after I'm done with that, I just want to secure it with my screwdriver. So if as you are screwing in, this presser foot is bending, just ensure that if it's solid, like your presser foot has stayed secured, is secured, you don't have to screw all the way down. Okay, so if it's secure, as I'm bending now, I can see that my presser foot is bending, so I don't want that. So I'll just lose it back. I'll just lose it back a little, and it has actually helped me hold the presser foot down. I don't need to take it all the way down, so I don't need to screw it all the way. Of course, you also use your hand to control. The fact that it's a machine doesn't mean that you cannot use your hand to control. You can use, you need to use your hand to control the presser foot. So when I say presser foot, I also mean it's the same as saying buttonhole. Okay, presser foot is just their general name. All right, so let's see if we can screw in a little bit. And then while screwing, when you look at inside this part, there's a hole there that looks like let's say a cylinder shape. That cylinder shape must be clear enough. Don't let this stuff here block it, because that's where your needle will be going sideways. It will be going sideways to form your buttonhole. All right, so let me try now. I've secured that. I want to make a buttonhole. I've gotten a white fabric. I've done some already anyway, but I didn't finish it. So I'm just going to fix my fabric. So this manual buttonhole also has something like a feed dog that helps your fabric, that holds your fabric down. It doesn't make it easy for it to move out. Okay, so you need to just fix it in. There's like a teeth there, so that's why it might look like, oh, it's dragging the fabric, but that's actually the function, so that it keeps the fabric in place while it is sewing. Okay, you can run it like once or twice depending on how thick you want it. I'm going to try another one now, but let me just show you this. So this is it. This is your buttonhole. Here's the back. This is your buttonhole. So let's try another one. So this is the first one. So you can leave it at the first one, but if, like I said, if you want it thicker, you can run it again. You don't need, I'm not really holding the fabric. Remember I said there's a press, it has a feed dog that holds it down. So it's until I raise this lever here before I can take it out. So I'm not even holding it, right? So it can help you go as much as you want it. And then there are some buttons around here. So this button is for, okay, let me just open, let me finish with this. right? So let me just leave it at running it twice. You can do more than twice. You can do 3, 4, but you don't want it to be too thick now. It's the regular buttonhole. Doesn't have to be thick. So this is it, right? This is the one I made now. You can see this one is even neater than the rest that I made. So this is it here. So I wanted to say that for the stitches here, let me take this off. For the stitches here, for the buttons here rather, you notice a button and then you notice like a small arrow here, and then beneath it to tell you depth of stitch, and then this one is cutting space. So this button here, you can use your screwdriver to lose it a bit and drag it to another side. So let's see if we can do that. So I can just use my screwdriver to lose a little bit and then drag. So there's N and there's W. So if you read the manual, it will explain better, but this is narrow and this is wide. So if you take it to the middle, you can say I drag this to the middle. So this cutting space is the space in between here, this space here. So if I take it to be a bit more narrow, it comes in more. If I take it to be wide, it gives me this. So it's like the space where your buttons can do, but I think it's better to just leave it as W. Okay. If you read the manual, you get it more. Then also for this part, there is a depth of stitch, right? So if I lose this as well, I can bring it in between here, bring it here. So you can play around it. Basically, try the one you like the most and set it there. The one I just used now, this the cutting edge was just at W, and this is just a bit after a bit before W. That is the setting I used now. But you can, if you want it a bit shorter, so the depth of stitch again can also help you with the length of this buttonhole. So in case you want the buttonhole to just be from here to say like here, right, you can control it with the depth of stitch. Stitch. And then this cutting space is also for how wide, right, or how wide the width of the stitch is. But the depth of stitch, if you want, sometimes you can use a small button, so this might be too long for the button you want to use, so you can use it to reduce it. Okay, so you basically just try it. So what I would advise you do is try it. You can put this at this W, then put this at this W to see what is there. Just get a pieces of fabric like this that you can keep. So see what is there and write beside it WW for the cutting space and the depth of stitch. So then you can change this to maybe the N and change this also to the N here, and then look at what it gives you, what buttonhole size it gives you. So it helps you can write it beside it. Then you'll be able to know what settings you need for what size of button you want to use. So for you to open your buttonhole, because after you've made your button like this now, after you made your buttonhole rather like this is the back of the buttonhole. You can also cut off the thread. So after you're done with that, you can take the kit that you bought. The presser buttonhole comes with this. It comes with a seam ripper, so you can just hold it down and put this inside, and then you stop just so depending on how wide your button is as well, you might not cut to the end and you might cut to the end, but basically this is what I have. Okay, so this is what I have. This is the opening for mine. So you can use your scissors to cut off whatever, if it's fraying or it's like this, so you can use your scissors to cut it off. And then I have my buttonhole. Yes, neat. So you don't need to go and buy that big buttonhole machine or use the one that is not neat. Look at this. This is industrial standard. That's why it's called industrial buttonhole. This is industrial standard. That's why it's neat like this. And you can also use it to make bar tags. Alright. If you have enjoyed this video and you would love to get the buttonhole, do well to send us a DM right away.